We start with number 5, and it's Miles Sanders. This is somebody that kind of went undrafted, or not that he wasn't drafted, but there wasn't a lot of buzz about him going into draft season. And even now, with a great matchup against the Atlanta Falcons, nobody's talking about him. But the thing is, last season, he was a top 11 fantasy running back in 2 of the 3 games that he played with Jalen Hurts. And I think that he's on the cusp of a huge season. At number 4, let's talk about Tyler Boyd. It seems like any time you talk about a Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver, they want to talk about somebody who's dropping the ball in preseason like it's some big thing. Let's talk about one of the most reliable receivers over the last couple of weeks. He is, and of course, Tyler Boyd has led Cincinnati in targets in 3 consecutive seasons. He's got a good matchup this week against the Vikings, who have improved defensively, but they brought in Patrick Peterson. They brought in Brashard Breeland, which means Joey Burrow is going to be targeting Tyler Boyd in the slot this week. You heard it here first. At number 3, James Robinson. Nobody is talked about him at all. Well, until Florio yesterday, because Florio's got to usurp me all the time. But you know what? It seems like nobody wants to give James Robinson the credit that he deserves. And he's got a great matchup this week against the Houston Texans, who allowed the most scrimmage yards to running backs in 2020. They allowed at least 1 touchdown to running backs in 15 games in 2020. That was the most in the NFL. James Robinson is going to pick up where he left off last season. At number 2, let's talk about Mike Davis. Mike Davis, the guy bailed you out last year when CMC went down, and yet nobody wants to talk about him now. They're ignoring him in Atlanta. But here's the thing. He is going to a high-profile offense with a good quarterback, with a team that loves to throw the football. He's got a great matchup this week against the Philadelphia Eagles, who allowed the 10th most rushing yards per game in 2020. And honestly, nobody's challenging Mike Davis for carries. I know that you guys freaked out about Wayne Gallman for a little bit. No. Let's not worry about that. Mike Davis is legit. Make sure he's starting for you this week. And at number 1, I want to talk about Keenan Allen. One of the greatest wide receivers in the NFL today, and yet nobody talks about him. You talk about Tyreek Hill. We talk more about Henry Ruggs on this show than we ever talk about Keenan Allen. And that's just a shame, because last season, he had close to 30% of the target share in full games with Justin Herbert. The Chargers went out, made a huge investment on the offensive line. They got Joe Lombardi as their offensive coordinator. Keenan Allen is on the verge of his best season of his NFL career. And I'll be honest with you, he's had a great NFL season or NFL career thus far. And that's it. Those were breaking the ranks. 5 guys that I feel that we weren't talking about enough. Hopefully they heard what I said and will go out and perform for you this weekend.